What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Julian here, and I've been getting a lot of requests from a lot of my clients and friends asking me about what I use when I first started cutting hair. So before I approach this idea of a barber starter kit, I also want to keep in mind that I'm trying to give you guys a list that's affordable, but also the function is going to be a bang for the buck. First, we have the Wahl Senior. So this one right here, it's a classic clipper. I fell in love with these when I first started cutting hair in the garage and in the kitchen. In my opinion, if you guys are starting off cutting hair, this is the best one to use. The lever here is perfect. As you guys can see, you could go from bald to a half. The main idea of this is, if you close it all the way, it's 0, and when you go all the way up, it's half. Everything that we do in cutting hair depends a lot on, what's the word for it? Blending. So in makeup, you also have that sense of blending. It's also the same with haircuts. So this is crucial because if you're doing a fade, you want to see a natural taper that's going out, almost like a cone. This is the reason why that's possible, okay? So, boom, Wahl Seniors, that's number one. This is the one that a lot of people that are into cutting hair, you've probably seen this before, and if you're a casual, a lot of the barbershops that you've been to or ever been in, this is the one. This is a gray Andis T-outliner, a very classic tool to have. This is perfect for lining up a very sharp line. This is what you use. If you're a barber, or if you're getting a cut by your barber and they're not using this particular machine, it's almost like he's not really investing enough on himself to take care of you. So you might as well walk out that door and come to the gallery and we can do an episode of Dropping Gems. I'm just kidding. But listen, these are perfect. We're gonna price match, but like I said, for me, for example, you know, I'll work on set, I'll do certain things, I'll do house calls, and you really want to have, what's the word for it, an ability to maneuver around certain, maybe a couch, a table. So you have to have a cordless for this particular tool. You can have the clipper as a corded one, but once you have this one, you're gonna be lining up a lot of hair. So for example, for me, I'm doing someone's hair, I can literally go like this. If there was a wire right here, it's just gonna tug onto you as you're doing work. So these are perfect. You have to get these. There's no doubt about it. Wahl Seniors, not even the Wahl Seniors, dude. This is a freaking Andis outliner. So the Andis T outliner is just perfect. Pricing is gonna be at the bottom, and it's up to you guys whether you wanna go for the corded or the cordless. Next up, the shaver. This right here, man. See this? This is a beast. This the one that will make like a baby's butt. That's how bald this is gonna be. But first, before okay. I'm saying some dumb shit. A fucking baby's butt. This is gonna be the reason why your face is gonna turn into a baby's butt. Okay, so if you guys ever want to have a butt chin, you gotta use this. This is how smooth this is gonna do for you, man. But like I said, with great power comes great responsibility. All right. Listen, you guys. If you're watching this and you see me holding this Wahl Shaver, I'm gonna be real with y'all for this moment because I'm trying to show you guys this product, and I'm not paid by Wahl at all whatsoever. I love how powerful these are. Like these they're so light. Like I could throw them around, you know, like in between my cuts, I'd be like doing my tricks, right? But anyways, the only thing I don't like about this product though is the durability. And you know, like I said, I'm not getting paid by Wahl, and I hate to sell you guys something that's supposed to be perfect, but these are so powerful that I still use them till this day. You know, so for example, as you guys can see in the shaver, there's a hole in one of the little foils. Anybody that used this particular product before know that you always have to replace this, right? So like, this is how much I've been using this product, right? But don't get me wrong, I clean my stuff, right? But it's so powerful that the foil on this particular product is just tore down. I have other shavers, but we're not gonna get into that yet. And it never had that problem before. So in my head, I really want to approach this with value. What's gonna hit your bang for the buck? Because not everyone has a limited amount of funds. These are the ones to go, only because it's $60 to $70 and it does the job. Obviously there's a wear and tear, But come on, y'all. Y'all gotta do 100 haircuts before you worry about wear and tear. Trust me. All right, cool. Let's talk about the fun one. Look, so when I first started cutting hair, I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those guys that would put on the freaking trash bag on my clients and I would cut their hair next to my stove and I would actually use my stove as a freaking tray and my mom hated me for it. So please, 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 you need a barber cape, man. Anybody that's cutting hair and you don't have a barber cape and I'm watching this shit online and I'm just like, I'm disgusted by it because I feel bad for the clients because I've been there before. I used to cut hair for 3 hours and it's so funny to me to think that I used to do that. And like my clients would be sweating and they're in a trash bag. But you know what? I was charging $5 a cut. So that's what y'all get for $5 a cut. Anyways, this one right here, you gotta have it. Sanitation is the key to go, especially with COVID. So use one of these. Look. You're watching this, you want to be a barber. The fact that I'm about to pull out this machinery right now is going to make you a little nervous, right? Because some people might say it's dangerous. I think it's classic. You ever seen that Dos Equis channel when like, you know what I'm saying, that old man?
Stay thirsty, my friends.
This is the only way to step over into that lane of shaving. What we have here is the straight razor blade. Ladies, if you're watching this and your man is not shaving his face with these bad boys, he ain't a man. Trust me on that one. But listen, so this is necessary, even though you don't know how to use these yet. I promise you guys that all it takes is trial and error. The rules to artist shaving is always gonna remain consistent. It's always, you're gonna tuck the skin away from where you're gonna apply pressure to, and then you're gonna go, this is where I kill myself on live camera. Look, so the artist shaving, since you guys are here and I'm talking about shaving right now, is very simple. You're gonna pull away from where you're gonna apply pressure at, and you're gonna go the other way. We're actually gonna shave, right? So that's the whole point. Don't worry so much about cutting people, because the more you think about cutting people is the time you are actually gonna cut people. But I have a funny story on this one, right? When I first started cutting hair, I did not know how to use these because I was so afraid of them. And if I could go back in time, I wish I just sucked it up and did it, you know? Because my first day at the first barbershop I worked at, with Kev the barber, I know you guys know him, he's one of my close friends. I was at this barbershop in Rosecrans and Prairie, and it was like a Latino barbershop. And it's so funny because that was my first day at the work, my first haircut of the day. And I never used this before, right? And I actually bought it to the shop. And guess what my first haircut was? A beard lineup. This dude came up to me and he needs his beard lined up. Not only was I freaking out, but I'm going to my barber people next to me as the new guy, you know, and which is such a terrible impression when I first started. And literally the whole time I'm thinking I'm gonna cut this guy's freaking face off. And we were just shaving and it was hurting him. And it was a Super Bowl Sunday and that freaking shop was cracking, dude. On my barber chair, you just see my client shaving his own hair or his own face as I'm sitting there listening because he was teaching me how to do it. So before you guys step into the battle, man, please, please, please get one of these and practice, practice, practice. What I used to do when I first started is I used to do it on my own. So I didn't have a lot of facial hair, but I would use it on my leg. Sometimes you could use it on your arm. You could literally just like practice. And then, dude, kill it with confidence. This is poker. We're doing this shit like, people ask me sometimes to do certain tricks, and I just say I know how to do it. And you know what I do? I go on YouTube, and I watch how to do it. So shout outs to YouTube. Anyways, you must have one of these, all right? Okay. Next up, you need the clippers, right? This is 1 through 8 right here for a lot of people, and you can see all the wear and tear on my actual product. Look at all this hair. I'm so disgusted about me right now. I'm exposing my life to y'all, man, and hopefully you guys don't make fun of me for this, but you need all this. For me, personally, I like the color-coded, kind of like colorway when I have it on my station. It's aesthetically pleasing to me. Obviously, there's different pricing for these. These are about $20.
$37.50.
But I just like the way these look. So with these ones, you also want to have, I'm gonna put this on the side just for the sake of the miscellaneous small things that we have. The big comb. The big comb is crucial. This right here. This is one of those things that you didn't know it was gonna save your life and save you time until you use them. These are perfect for clipper over comb, and all that shenanigans, right? So now we have this one. Any of my clients, people that are probably into salon and cutting women's hair would appreciate what this comb will do for you. This right here is it's a styling comb, but you could also use it to section hair. For me personally, I love sectioning hair when I cut hair. I take a lot of pride on my scissor work, and that is why these are one of my favorite tools to have. A lot of people watching this are probably just looking at me like, dude, you're making this comb so amazing and it's only like $18. But like, listen, dude, if you ever get a good comb, what's so special about this comb is that on the second tooth, as you guys can see, is a lot shorter than the rest of the teeth, right? So what that does is, this is the side I use to section hair. You guys will see in a lot of my tutorials that I love sectioning hair, and you always see me using this part as one of my beginning point to section the actual hair. Also, the bottom, this is what you use when you pick up the hair and then you trim it with the scissors, right? And speaking of the shears, you already know these are my babies because they're in the little packaging and all that. Like I said, you don't have to present it like the way I'm presenting it right now. When I first started, I used to put this in like a towel and then I had it in a little bag. It just looked a little ratchet for me, man. I can't do that because I'm like pulling up and I got a towel, then another towel, and it just looks crazy. Everything's about presentation and sanitation. So you need to have, this is about 6 inches, if not 5.5. I'm not quite sure. I'll double check on that for y'all. But a lot of people, when they first get scissors, or I guess in my culture, we call it shears. A lot of people want the big ones, man, and people are pulling up looking like Edward Scissorhand in this hole, about to chop motherfuckers' ears off and stuff. I like versatility, and I also like to be able to flip my shears. So when I'm cutting hair, I think like a 6 inch to a 5.5 is perfect. These in particular are the Hattori Hanzos. I don't know if I said that right, but my favorite shears. I'm not gonna put the pricing, but fuck it, I am. This is about $1,200. I know. You probably, man, look, dude, it took me at least 4 years in the game to really buy these joints, man. I was debating. I was really debating whether to get it or not, but I was coming from an Amazon shears that was costing me around $30. It was doing around the same thing. But man, once you get a touch of these babies, man, these just, I want to say so smooth, it cuts like butter. That's the best way to talk about it. So yeah, check these out. And also, there's a Batman and there's Robin. You gotta have these thinning shears right here. These thinning shears will save you a lot of time. Obviously for me, I'm a lot more advanced when it comes to cutting hair, so I like to do point cutting. But when I point cut, it's a lot of this, right? So imagine if the hair was, I'm gonna give you guys an example. So let's say this was a piece of hair, right? Point cutting is this way, right? So as you guys can see, this is the idea of point cutting. If you guys look at the shears on these, it's exactly the same thing. So instead of me having to manually do this, all I gotta do is do this. Now look what it did. It's very thin, it does that. The only difference with doing this is you have to use it responsibly. I love using this particular shears when it comes to point cutting, only because you're a lot more in control, right? When you use it with this one, it's very thin, you don't really know how far you're going in, but having these will save you a lot of time when you're blending hair. And we're talking about not just a taper, like a 0 to a 1. In my opinion, it's way easier to go up like this when you're working on the sides or like last minute touches. It's always good to have Robin, you know, when Batman's in trouble, like Robin's gonna come save him. So time saver. These are the two shears that you're gonna need when you first start cutting hair. I don't expect you guys to buy a $1,200 freaking shears and another $600 thinning shears, because at the end of the day, people are gonna look at you like you're crazy, right? So what I'm gonna do for you guys instead is I'm gonna show you guys what I used when I first started, and I'll have it on the link, and then you guys can decide which one you want to use. But I'm gonna make it so much easier for you guys that I'm probably gonna give you guys 2 choices, and it's up to you guys, okay? So we'll probably pick between the 5.5 and the 6, and the thinning shears to go with it, all right? With any shear cut that you do, obviously you need a comb, but If you're not washing your hair, you need a bottle of Jack Daniel, dude, because at the end of the day, I hate my job. You gotta have a spray bottle. I'm gonna tell you guys a story, man, and this is so funny. When I first started cutting hair, I didn't bring anything on my first time, and I didn't even have a spray bottle, you know? And when you're in the barber shop, or during the time that I was working, my first day at the shop, I didn't have a spray bottle. The biggest pet peeve for a lot of barbers is the barber. You ever been in school and like your homie next to you never brings shit for school? It's always like, you got a piece of paper, you got a pen, you got a pencil. This is how you're gonna look pulling up to any action without this. You don't wanna deal with that. You don't wanna go anywhere and not have a spray bottle. It's too much. You're gonna have a lot of trouble. But this is what I'm gonna do for you guys. Since I already pulled out the Shears and I have the spray bottle, these three right here is probably gonna be a nice combo for you guys to have if you're working with length. And with that being said, you need to tame the hair. And the only way to tame the hair is with this bad boy right here. All right. I know, all the fans in the back are going crazy, like, what, he pulled out the Dyson, he pulled out that one where you can see through it and you don't even know what's going on. Look, these bad boys, it doesn't matter what type of blow dryer you have, but once you take a hold of these bad boys right here, this Dyson blow dryer, you know exactly why it costs that much. But anyways, like I said, the point of this video is to show you guys how you could actually be a barber for a cheaper price, right? So I'm gonna tell you guys the truth, you don't have to do this. I could use my old blow dryer and I'll have the same result because everything is about styling at the end of the day, and you're still gonna have hot air coming out of this, I guess the nozzle, you could say. But everything I do with cutting hair is almost like a milestone. So if I do like a certain house call, if I do a certain thing in my barber work, I want to reward myself as if it's time. You know what I mean? I've always imagined it like I was playing I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft back then, and you know, you level up as you go, and you're not gonna use the same weapons that you're gonna have from when you're level 1. So I'm not here to flex my expensive shears and my blow dryer. It's more so to show you guys that these are basic things that you need, but as you go, you start leveling up in the field and you start getting better at your tools, right? So for me, I decided to reward myself with this beautiful Dyson. So since we're about to wrap this up, the starter kit, I want to give you guys the ending of any performance that we're about to do, and that is the alcohol, AKA the Barber's Cologne. You know what I'm saying? This is what we use before we step outside. You know, we just spraying on our neck, boom, boom, and then we go outside, take out our girl for dinner or whatever. But anyways, listen, this right here, you have to have this. I don't care what time of day it is. I don't care if you're cutting in the garage. I don't care if you're cutting your cousin, your uncle. I don't care if it's a family member or you're in the freaking kitchen doing some work, man. I don't care. You have to spray your clients with one of these alcohol. It doesn't matter what brand it is. These are probably around, less than $10. You have to have any type of alcohol so you can sanitize the skin, because a lot of dead skin do fall out, and you need to make sure that there's no irritation. The worst thing that you can do as a barber cutting hair is getting a text saying, I have bumps on my neck. Come on now, dude. I don't care. You can have a fresh haircut, but if you have bumps on someone's neck, it's almost, I don't care about the haircut. I care about my health. You know what I'm saying? And this is how you prevent that. And every haircut, since we're ending this video, you need the mirror. I'm not gonna show you guys the mirror because I don't want you guys to see what's happening behind the scene, but you need this. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit. Yeah, exactly. I don't want y'all to see what's happening because there's a lot of people in front of me right now. But listen, you need a mirror so they can see what the hell's going on and make sure they actually love it. To me, as a barber, I'm gonna give you guys a little pro tip. I know I did a good job if my client looks at it and the homie's like, damn, dude, this is fire. But when the homie goes, if he's touching his hair, that means you cut too much on this side. Why? Because he's trying to do this. You know what that means to a lot of people? That means that they wanted hair over here. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes too, there's so many ways to approach that. You know, I've been working for a long time. So for me, what I like to do is, what I like to tell my people when I give them the mirror is, here you go. Let me know if there's anything I could do for you. And then I like to go to the bathroom or like give them like some space, you know, because they could actually appreciate the haircut more alone. Because if you get a cut, like sometimes for me, when I used to go to the barber shop, I would like actually go to the mirror in my house and actually inspect my haircut. Because I don't want people to feel bad. I don't know how people could take rejection. But anyways, you need a mirror, right? I don't want to ramble off and all that. You need a mirror, but also always have this on you. This is like, you gotta have this at all times. I have one in my trunk right now. So if you guys ever check me, if you ever see me in the streets, just pull me over and then check my trunk and there's a mirror, just like this one in my trunk. I promise that. This is all I use as an actual user of the substance. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but last but not the least, we need the Cool Care. This is how you disinfect your tools. So not only you're gonna disinfect the skin, but you also have to disinfect the machine, bars. Yeah, so before we wrap this up, I just want you guys to know that I'm not paid. No one's paying me in the back end to do this. I mean, I wish I would be paid to even present even the water, you know? If I could get these for free, I would love to, but that's not the case as of right now. I'm using this as a starter barber kit for you guys to understand that this is what you need. It doesn't have to be any of these, but once you start cutting hair, you're gonna wish it was one of these, okay? I'm gonna make it easier for you guys. Like I said, it's gonna be in the link, and it's up to you guys whether you wanna decide if you wanna buy it or not. Other than that, I wish you all the best. Comment whatever you guys think I should put more of, and send me some haircuts, man. I would love to take a look at it. I would love to even show them out to my people and push your brand. So send me some of the haircuts that you guys have done using these exact tools, and I'll take a look at your work. So it was a pleasure, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.